as promised, my friends, I am back to give you that update on the Pacific Division playoffs for the American Hockey League. So exciting. It is absolutely so exciting to have a postseason tournament of some form in the American Hockey League. So obviously, the Calder Cup is not going to be awarded. Charlotte, lucky Charlotte. I bet when the Checkers won in 2019, I bet they didn't think they would stay champions for that long. Okay, of course, I mentioned on the last show. I'll put a link to it in the description. You can look back, listen to it, watch it if you haven't already. We had the exciting announcement that there's going to be postseason action in the Pacific. Now, it may just be to determine who wins the division champion, but hey, postseason is postseason. It's good to have some. So a couple of days ago, the league announced, the AHL announced the format for our Pacific Division playoffs, which are going to determine who wins the Pacific Division trophy in the AHL. Like I said, the rest of the divisions are just going to award theirs based on points percentage. Okay, so here we go. The standings. I'm going to bring them up too because it's going to help to explain how this is working, which have now been updated to actually be put in order. Because if you be on the NHL website throughout the season, you got to understand it. They've all been mumble jumbled. It's been really hard to tell who's in what. But the Pacifics, they've now ordered them into a. Oh, they're still mumble jumble. Honestly, if you have been on the NHL website this year, you see the division standings. They've all been mumble jumble. They just not ordered them correctly. Right. Okay. So, but I brought them up just to help me explain how some bits of this one's going to work. So, here we go. So, now, when we actually get started, it's going to feel like it's going to go in a flash. But it's going to be absolutely so much fun. So, all 7 teams are going to compete in this tournament. So, of course, that is, and then I'm going to list them in no particular order here. Henderson, Bakersfield, San Diego, your Barracuda, Colorado, Ontario, and Tucson. Because, of course, Stockton this year was relocated to the Canadian division. They actually haven't done bad there, Stockton. They actually haven't done that bad this year. They finished with 20. Okay, actually, so scratch that. They have got 24 points from 11 wins, 17 losses, 2 overtime losses, no shootout losses. Return 24 points. So, yeah. Okay, scratch that. That doesn't look quite well at all. But of course, obviously, there's 7 in the league in the Pacific side of the Pacific Division this year. Because obviously, Stockton would have been 8, but of course, that late Blindside Calgary did be on that. Okay, so all 7 teams that have played in the NHL Pacific Division for 2020-21 will compete. Although for us, Barracuda, we haven't seen Colorado at all this year, which could be a bit of a hindrance depending on who we get in the play-in. So, here's how it works. So, I'm going to go to the format now. So, the teams that finish in the standings between 4 to 7 in the regular season standings are going to play a single elimination play-in, which will be held at 5 Point Arena in Irvine, California, to determine who will join the top 3 teams in the best of 3 semi-finals. Now, looking at the standings, it's pretty clear who is and who's not going to be in the play-in. So, we are currently winding down the season now, but at the time of recording this on May the 10th, sorry. So, at the time of recording this on May the 10th, the current top 3, and I think they have locked in the top 3, are... There we go, got some friends to help me out. Bear with. They are... Bakersfield Condors, Henderson Zone Knights, and San Diego Gulls. These three are currently the top three in the Pacific Division right now, and I don't think they're going to be caught. So, San Diego, Henderson, and Bakersfield, they're definitely going to go through. So, that then leaves your Barracuda having to take on the Tucson Roadrunners, Ontario Reign, and the Colorado Eagles in the play-in. Now, the only problem Henderson, I think, could be Colorado. The Barracuda have not played the Eagles all season, so we haven't really had a chance to get a feel for what they're like this season, whereas everybody else we have, so advantage. Now, the play-in is a single elimination, which will take place on May 18th and May the 19th in Irvine, California. And on May 18th, we'll have two games. Game 1 will take place 1 PM Pacific time against... Actually, if you can go. Thank you. Go to the others. Thank you. So, game 1 will take place on 1 PM Pacific time on May 18th, and that will see the team that finishes in 4th play the team that finishes in 7th. And in game 2, which will then take place at 7:30 Pacific time on May 18th, we'll see the team that finished in 5th play the team that finished in 6th. The winners of those two games will then go to game 3, which will then take place on May the 19th, where those two teams will face up against each other at 7 PM Pacific time, and the winner of that will then join Henderson, Bakersfield, and San Diego in the playoff tournament. And there'll be a semi-final and a final. Now, from that point, it's simply a best of 3. So this is what I mean when it's going to be like, it's going to feel like it's going to be a flash. It will, but it depends. Now, we do know that the 2 semi-finals will be concluded by May the 24th, and the final will be concluded by May the 29th. So by the end of May, it'll all wrapped up. So it's not that long, but hey, it's opportunities to go. We can have some post deal because obviously the Pacific Division in the NHL this year, they wanted to get as many games as they can, and this is the great way to do it. So, in semi-final A, didn't notice that, semi-finals A and B. So in semi-final A, the team that finishes first in the standings will play the team that won the play-in. The team in semi-final B, the teams that finish second and third in the standings, will play in semi-final B. Like both those semi-finals will be best of 3s. The winner of those semi-finals go on to the Pacific Division Finals, where again best of 3, and the winner obviously that wins the division title. Now, I think it's going to be very exciting. I am literally so excited for this because it's going to be amazing. It's a great opportunity for the division to have, some playoff hockey. It's an amazing opportunity. And like I said in my last video it gives everybody a chance to say, we can now win the Pacific. Whereas before, in the regular season play, it just felt like it was going to be a 2-horse race between Henderson and San Diego. Now, it's going to be a case of, well, anybody could do it. Even our Barracuda could even be in with a shot to win win it. Now, it will be a long shot, because I think, even if we were to win the play-in, I think our Barracuda would be the one, would kind of like be the big outsider. But hey, we see it done plenty of times in playoff hockey before. Yeah. So it's interesting that the play-in winner is going to play the team that finishes first in the standings. Now, that could prove interesting, depending on who finishes first. Now, for a long time, we all thought it was going to be Henderson. But their recent form has been slipping, and they are currently now in second place, only 3 back of San Diego. So, let's just assume. Let's talk this through as if the Barracuda were play-in, okay? So let's pretend play-ins happen. The Barracuda's got in. They're joining Bakersfield, Henderson, Colorado, Henderson, and San Diego as the top 4, and they've got to play the winner of the team that's finishing first. if it's San Diego, I think we've got a better chance. I think we've got a better chance, a much better chance if it's San Diego. And then in the other semifinal B, you eliminate a good team in the form of Henderson or Bakersfield. Because Bakersfield have been phenomenal this season, and they definitely have had the Barracudas number. So I think if the Barracuda is the team that does make it through and win the play-in and gets to compete, I would not want to be in a semi-final with Bakersfield, because I just think, well, the Cardinals have had our number all year. You know, why is it this point going to be different? You know what I mean? We haven't really done great against Bakersfield. Henderson, we've got at least a couple of them, but they've been the dominant in that series. And then San Diego, I think, is the only team I think we've got a good chance. I think that'd be the only one where we would have a good chance in a playoff series. Plus, we have had previous meetings with San Diego in the playoffs. In fact, I'll look those up for you now, just to sort of back up my statements into why I think it would be better to take on San Diego than Bakersfield. Now, of course, we don't know if we are going to be in the postseason yet, because of course we've got to win the play-in. But this, I'm just talking about if we are the team that gets to be in and for it in. So look at what it was. So we've had a couple of years where we've played San Diego. So the first meeting between the two sides was in 2017, when your Barracuda went all the way to the conference finals that year, only to fall to the was it the Grand Rapids? Yeah, the Grand Rapid Griffins in 5 games. So we faced them in round 2 in the division finals in 2017, where we beat them in 5 games. The next meeting came in 2019, where we lost in the division semifinals to San Diego in 4 games. I think we won the first, and then San Diego won the next 3, and the best of 5. That's the way it goes. So yeah, so we have had some previous meetings with the San Diego Gulls in the playoffs. The other 2 we haven't. Well, of course, obviously with Henderson, they're the brand new team, but Bakersfield, in our Barracuda's very short history of just 6 years now, we have yet to play Bakersfield in full playoff. So I think San Diego will be the only team of those 3. You know, if the Barracuda was to win the play-in and then gets to compete in the semi-finals, I think, you know what, I would have a little bit of confidence in San Diego, just based on past experience, or past experience playoffs, and also this year actually we've had a quite good form against San Diego. It's been quite a good series, whereas Bakersfield, they just took us to the cleaners, and with Henderson, I don't know. It's just Henderson's tricky. They're not tricky because they're a brand new team. They're tricky because I can't tell what sort of form they're going to have. You know, this is best because they're going to be best of 3s, so there's no room to hide. You've got to be good on game 1, and that's the thing. Game 1 in these situations are huge. They're huge in a normal Calder Cup playoffs format with the division semi and finals. They're important because obviously they're only best of 5s. But with this being a best of 3s, you've got to win game 1. Otherwise, you're just going to be on the back foot going to game 2. So I don't know what Henderson will be like, particularly if their backs were against the wall. So yeah, I think it would be quite interesting if the standings stay as they are, and so San Diego gets to finish first, and then that means if we then win the play-in and we get to punch our ticket in, that means we don't have to play San Diego, and it means that in semi-final B, you would lose one potential Tyson in the form of Henderson or Bakersfield, who you think could potentially be in the final. I think Bakersfield would probably maybe, I don't know, in my opinion, maybe earn it more, given how they've had strong performance this season especially against us. You know, so I think that would be quite interesting to see. I would love to see a playoff matchup between Bakersfield and Henderson, just to eliminate one potential threat to win the division in the finals, so the playoff finals can then be a more open field rather than, because obviously with playoff hockey you never know what's going to happen, and even if our Barracuda does get in and wins the play-in and gets to compete, we are going to be the outsiders. But I think our chances will be more better if in the semi-finals we would have to play San Diego, because we've had more playoff experience with them compared to the other two. And then the final, if we were to then beat San Diego in the semi and then move to the final, you would then have to basically take your bets, because obviously neither Henderson nor Bakersfield would be a good team to come up against in the final. They're both good teams. They're both strong teams. Neither would be a good bet. But you'd have to play one of them. So the standings going to be very interesting to keep an eye on in the next couple of days. Cause obviously the action's going to round up. League action's going to round up this week. So by the end of this week, we'll get time to look and see how the standings are. But I think it's pretty much is locked in. Because obviously with COVID, and everybody's schedules this year, the NHL being able to skew with and being odd numbers, it's hard to tell when all the teams have played all their games. So if I was you, I would just check in on Saturday and see if all the games have been fairly specific, and if not, then it would definitely be Sunday, because obviously Tuesday, so we're all going to go over to Irvine. Have I announced that right? I don't know. We'll see. I'll know if I haven't announced that on Tuesday, when we get to see this in action. And like I say, I'm so looking forward. I'm just so excited to have some form of postseason in the HL this year, even though it's not the full-blown Calder Cup. I think this is just better either, and I hope we're going to put a really great show. So there we go. You now know the format. What you gotta do is just wait until the postseason action is in and it begins, and then we're gonna have a exciting format. 154 on letting all the teams in. I think this is better to do it this way, because I did wonder last time about what was the point going to be. Was it going to be a round robin? Was it going to be just the top four go through and all that? So I think this is going to be a good way to have all the teams in, and you do a play-in to determine who gets the last spot. It's great, because then all the divisions included, and it's done more fairer, rather than saying, well, maybe we'll do round robins, and then just whoever wins out of that outrightly gets to take the title, which wouldn't work good at all, because we would be bad as a North Bakersfield, or San Diego, or Bakersfield. I hope it's not one of those three that wins. I really hope it is not Henderson, Bakersfield, or San Diego. I really hope it is the play-in winner, because that would be such an amazing story to win it. It would be so exciting. Because obviously Henderson, Bakersfield, and San Diego are going to be a little advantage, because obviously they won't need to compete in the play-in. But I'm hoping that the team that does win from the play-in can take full advantage of the grind and determination they need to win the play-in, to then throw it all guns blazing. So it's exciting. Thank you so much for watching. Go Cooler, of course. It's going to be very exciting to see how well they do. Hopefully it is us. There's also nice to talk about what happens if we were to get in, but of course we'll have to wait and see, because we don't know who we're going to play. I think we definitely are going to be the 4th seed, but who we're going to play, that all depends. But just so excited. Let's roll this on. Roll the postseason action on. So look forward to it. And I'm still looking forward to it even more than this year's Stanley Cup playoffs. So, yes. Honestly, playoff hockey to actually enjoy this season, rather than the big boys over in the NHL competing in there for the division and all that. Not that won't be exciting too, but this is actually going to be more exciting. This is more exciting, because the AHL is more exciting. We've got no idea what's going to happen. It's going to be so more exciting than the A1. That's how I feel. So I'm really looking forward to it. And of course, the Barracuda gets to be involved in it too. So yes, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more content, please do click the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed to a podcast, you can do it. Where you can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Just go to Anchor FM. If you're not sure where we're distributed, because that's tutored, so go to Anchor FM. You can find out where we're distributed. And while you're at it, don't forget to like the podcast, rate the podcast, review the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, get the podcast shared with your friend out there. The maybe you know, what you don't know, just get it out there. And I will see you next time on a brand new video. Oh, before I go, talk about subscribing. If you haven't already, do click the subscribe button to this YouTube channel. And when you have subscribed, then we're going to be seeing more new content coming out, including new editions of 12 Vids. And so, all I'm going to say is, roll on this Pacific Division playoff hockey. Go call that. And I will leave you now. Hello, George Hand here. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all my latest videos. Don't forget to like, send a comment below, and why not stick around to watch a few more? Go on, I highly recommend it.